Good morning, Sabah al-Khair. The Chair of Complexities and Humanities is pleased to welcome you on the occasion of the Feyerabend Centennial. We will have a whole day together with a very rich program on under the theme of transitions. This is the thematic of the UM6P Science Week for this year. We will have a very rich program with very interesting speakers coming from different parts of the world, but also from Morocco this afternoon. So it's a very rich program. First of all, I would like to thank the people that helped the organization of this centennial. I would like to thank Fouad Laoui, who is the initiator of the Science Week, who endorsed this initiative. And this initiative has been proposed a year ago by Virginia Chaitin, who is my colleague and friend. She's a resident at the Institute of Advanced Studies. And in fact, this centennial is a continuation of the past Science Week. The topic of the past year was complexity. There was an interesting community of scientists, and Virginia proposed the idea to dedicate a day of studies on this important philosopher of sciences, Paul Feyerabend. So what is interesting is that there is a transition from the Science Week to another, and I'm very happy to have this pursuit of what happened last year, and probably we hope that we will have other developments for the future here at UM6P. Why this centennial is important in the perspective of a chair of complexities and humanities? Because here we have the occasion to deepen the understanding of the work of an important philosopher of science, and to see in terms of transition what's the contribution of the works of Paul Feyerabend in the history of science and philosophy of science. He represents somehow a sudden transition or kind of rupture, maybe in a more or less more harmonious continuity in the history of philosophy of science. There will be many important talks and insights that will be proposed during this day. But what is also important with this philosopher is that he also he shows an interest for not only the realm of science, but also the recognition of other forms of knowledge. And this is also something very important for the chair of complexities and humanities. This humanities dimension is for me the most challenging one today. And I think that currently we are living an exponential growth of science and technology, and I think this is not the weak part of what is happening today. I think that what is really questioning is that we are living in a world of crisis. There is a series of crises, uh, that are happening, and somehow we are lost in a quest of meaning. What are the projects that are proposed to humanity today? We have many challenging situations. We are evolving in a landscape of catastrophes, VUCA, volatility, uncertainty, complexity, ambiguity. So what is important is also to have a debate that connects high sciences on one side and hard realities or concrete realities. And this is also the perspective of this day, because during the morning we will dedicate the whole session to understand the contribution of Paul Feyerabend, his personality, his main ideas. And in the afternoon session, we will try to connect to another aspect in order to stick to our local realities, that is the reconstruction of the High Atlas region. And here we will have, people from the region, from the communities of the High Atlas that will be speaking, that will expose also their knowledge. And what is the link between this first session and this second one? Well, we think that when we talk about the reconstruction of the High Atlas region after the earthquake, there was in Morocco a huge feeling of solidarity, huge movement, and the state is involved in a massive reconstruction effort. But here we would like to put in question our own premises or assumptions. It's like as if we know in advance what is good for, local communities. And the afternoon session, we would like to hear the people that are concerned. They come from a long, high culture, which historical depth, and we would like to know their own perception of what they are living. It's a sudden and very violent transition that they are living, and we would like to take into consideration their expertise, their knowledge, their expectation in terms of reconstruction, in order to take them into account uh, in the frame of the vast reconstruction process. So I will let now the floor to Virginia that will pursue the exposition of what will happen this morning session. Thank you to all, and I wish you a pleasant day.
So, good morning, everybody. Bonjour. I would like to begin by thanking the Chair of Complexities and Humanities for having embraced my proposal of celebrating Feyerabend Centennial also here at the UM6P. As my friend and colleague Reda Benkirane just mentioned, I was here last year in February for the Science Week as a speaker on the theme of complexity. And I was already then involved with organizing the Centennial for Paul Feyerabend, initially in South America, and then in the International Steering Committee. And so I began organizing events in Brazil, in Argentina, and in Mexico. But when I was invited to stay here in Morocco and part of the Institute for Advanced Studies, I said, why not bring a centennial celebration here to this community in Morocco? But I also thought maybe we can also expand to other countries in Africa, which was a dream that the Chair of Complexities and Humanities helped come true. So now on the topic of Paul Feyerabend, how does Feyerabend fit in a science week? Since in many readings of Paul Feyerabend, he was, quotes, against science and quotes, against method. There are many ways to understand, to interpret Paul Feyerabend, which is wonderful because he would be very upset if everybody understood him in only one form, since he advocates precisely the plurality of interpretation, of understanding. I see that in a broader sense, the greatest contribution of Feyerabend is because he looks into science with a less, with a more nuanced point of view into science, with a less dogmatic approach to science and to scientific practice, and with also a less definitive view of scientific knowledge. Self-criticism is part of science, we all know, and Paul Feyerabend provides this through the philosophical lens. So I think that he perfectly fits in a science week that is precisely evoking transitions. Transitions are destabilizing, and they do require pluralistic points of view, pluralistic positions. So this is how I see the general presence of a Feyerabend Centennial here in Morocco. I don't know if we can, at some point, project the website for the Feyerabend Centennial. It is happening all around the world. And in the Americas, in Europe, here in Africa, we have here Matteo Collodel, who is responsible. He is with me, or I am more with him, part of the Centennial Steering, International Steering Committee. Matteo is responsible for creating this very beautiful, very aesthetically pleasant website, which I invite you to explore. It has a lot of material on Paul Feyerabend that was not disclosed until this date. And you can see a map of all the countries where there are centennial events along this year, 2024. So I know that some of you might be in other countries. Please check if you might be lucky to be in the country at the time when a centennial event is happening. So welcome, everybody. We now, I guess we can ask to our first speaker, our keynote speaker, Professor Malolo Disake, to take the floor. Thank you very much.